The small town of Fairfield is not lacking in any classic New England charm. Unique and historical houses line its many winding streets, but you may find one stands out from the rest. The Jonathan Sturges Cottage is nearing 2 centuries old and is perhaps the most unique home in town. The National Historic Landmark has been in the Sturges family for 7 generations and is bursting at the seams with priceless historical and familial artifacts.
My great-great-grandfather, Jonathan Sturges, built the house in 1840 by an English architect, Joseph Wells. Jonathan lived in New York City and wanted a summer cottage to retreat to with his family.
Jonathan was an entrepreneur involved in many industries. Through his work, he became acquainted with President Abraham Lincoln, but he is not the only Sturges with ties to a former commander-in-chief.
Jonathan's grandfather was also Jonathan Sturges, lived in the 1700s, and was an associate of George Washington's. And he was a Connecticut judge and a member of the Continental Congress.
The family also had much closer ties with another American history mogul.
Jonathan's daughter, Amelia Sturges, married J.P. Morgan. So the family hosted J.P. Morgan on many occasions right here in the house. This is Amelia's veil that she wore for her wedding, and it's been worn by several brides, including myself.
Family history, American history, and even Fairfield history are woven into the framework of the home.
Henry Sturges, the youngest of Jonathan's children, and he inherited the house. He started the Historical Society and the Fairfield Beach Club, and he was very involved in the community. And he had a collection of first edition books. And so he built this special book tower.
Although the original novels were sold at auction in the 1930s, the beautiful room at the very top of the cottage once housed original works from authors like Nathaniel Hawthorne.
So we have books on Old Fairfield, books on traveling, books on gardening, textbooks, unusual titles. It's a wonderful sanctuary.
Travel down some of the many staircases and find another unique room in the house, the first bathroom in Connecticut.
We have the first bathroom in Connecticut, so that was 1840. And that was put in before the White House had plumbing.
Much of the home's charm rests on its originality. Very little has been touched other than the occasional standard upkeep.
We have tried to keep everything as original as possible, right down to the hardware, the hinges on the doors and the light fixtures and the doorknobs. We've always had leaks to deal with. My mother always said, "Oh, don't worry about the leaks, we'll just put a flower pot under it."
Polly's mother bought the house from the family estate in 1979, and she felt very strongly about sharing it with the community.
She used to host gatherings for the Historical Society, the Morgan Library, the Audubon Society, and various church events. So we kind of are carrying on that tradition and feel it's important to share it because it is a National Historic Landmark.
Today, this tradition is alive and well, most recently contributing to local holiday cheer.
My sister and I always host the Mill Plain Improvement Society Christmas party or holiday party, the 1st of December. So we like to open it to the neighborhood.
For Polly, the holidays are extra special in this house, and her memories of the season are tied to the cottage.
This is where our grandmother lived, and we'd come for, holidays, and I remember Christmases, singing Christmas carols around the Christmas tree lit with real candles. Sing our Christmas carols and then blow them out. And so that was one of the traditions that I grew up with.
The house holds years and years worth of tradition, which is expected to continue for years and years to come.
Every generation sees something new and some changes here and there.
One thing is for sure, years of history aren't going anywhere. The town has a unique story and endless charm, thanks to the Jonathan Sturges House, Fairfield's home for history.